Hello everyone, welcome back. We are at the start of turn 111, the very start of my early modern era in which I have selected the Ming. If you've missed previous episodes, I went from the Nubians into the Greeks, into the English actually. Quite a few cultures I haven't played with you guys before, and I've managed to take over my entire snaky continent, which is kind of a weird generation that I can't say I've ever seen before. But I really bullied the AI early, which has allowed me to get off to a really, really good start. And I picked the Ming to help shore up my influence production to make sure I can really be getting those era stars. So without further ado, let's get into it. And I'd really like to get started on these tea houses early, because my my output really isn't, my influence output really isn't that great at this point. So need to make sure I'm getting as much of it as I can early, because my star requirements for this era are going to be increased for my Aesthete stars. So avoiding putting them on the rivers because I don't want to lose those outputs. We can finish the library here first, that's fine. Now, there are unclaimed wonders, and what I'm thinking actually is taking the Taj Mahal for the plus 50% money. Topkapi Palace is really, really good, but it doesn't actually help me get my fame stars. It just helps me build some of the endgame projects faster, as well as some of the wonders. But I should have enough production across my empire that it's a non-issue. Whereas I think I might struggle with the money stars. So I'm going to claim the Taj Mahal. And if I'm lucky, what I can do is build the Taj Mahal before anyone else can claim more of these arrows wonders. And also claim Topkapi Palace, which I don't actually need to build yet. That's not important quite yet, but it will be later. So there we go, 5 turns. Just plow everyone into that. And I have quite a few of these islands around me that I'm exploring a bit, including one up here that I've missed apparently. And obviously, we are going straight into patronage. Even with the change to stability, so patronage now only provides stability to the city in which the manufactory exists. What happened to my stuff here? So before, sorry, I got distracted there because of that low stability. But what used to happen in the past was that the manufactories would provide stability to all cities across your entire empire. It now only provides it to your local city in which you have the manufactory. However, the bonus to outputs that you get, which is a percent modifier based on how many luxuries that you have, still applies across your entire empire, which means that manufactories are still incredibly important. Aha. Got ebony here. Right there, looks good. Everyone else can hang out. Placing outposts down is quite expensive for me at this point. You can see that's like 1100 influence there to place that outpost. I'm going to have to think about a navy soon as well. And I'm going to queue up some tea houses in here. Okay. There we go. Go ahead and buy that manufactory. Or not manufactory, that extractor. I think my next claim may be this one, just to fully fill out the continents. But that, it's not like that's really competitive, right? No one else is going to suddenly take over the continent, so I can prioritize resources, I think. So maybe I go for this this copper down here, which will give a little bit, very small industry boost to my existing cities. My armies don't really need to be anywhere at the moment. I'm very much just building right now, which is fine to do sometimes. There we go. Got the wonder. Claim top Cappy. I am not going to build it yet. I need to focus on other things. Extra science is always appreciated. Okay. Let's buy that first Grand Tea House. Yeah, right there looks great. Very low industry, like compared to what I'm used to. I'd normally have double this amount of industry in most of my cities at this point. So it feels really weird to be playing with such a low amount. But you have to be adaptable. It's the name of the game. Should really get the high furnace there first. I have a decent number of makers' quarters in here, and that high furnace is going to help adjacencies quite a bit. Okay. Should I have picked the Ming? Maybe I should have picked the Mughals. But no going back now. Alright, manufactories are online. So, the question then becomes, where do I most want the stability benefits? Okay, I do need stability in here. That one makes more sense, I suppose. So prioritize that. I'm going to buy that. Apparently, how many of these are there in the world? Only 2, so which is why I can build that with just 1. Go ahead and purchase that. Over here. So I do need to build that. I'm going to go ahead and purchase that. Just because I want the maximum effect possible from the coffee. And right here makes sense. I have the Moreau pyramids here, and when you put down a manufactory, it gives a little bit of extra bonus to adjacent market quarters, and the Moreau pyramids count as market quarters. Okay, porcelain. Could put it in Byblos if I wanted, but Byblos also has gemstones. So let's put the porcelain manufactory down here, and that spot makes sense. And in Byblos, the gemstone manufactory, yeah, right here is fine. Okay, what other manufactories can I make? Ebony, I do not have enough deposits. Mercury, right here. Hattusa, can you make anything? No. I feel like I'm missing one. Lead? Yeah, so this isn't attached. I'm going to go ahead and just influence purchase the lead manufacturer here. It's not going to provide any stability benefits, but I'll still be getting the wondrous benefits of that. Those will take a little bit of time to build, but that is a-okay. All right, so what else? Right, you don't have anything else in your queue. Right there should be good. Right there should also be good. And then let's get you some more production. Okay. Open-minded is not a choice that I want. And I don't want to lose that plus 5% industry, so we'll go with reject. I do need to build more industry in here. Starting to lose my relative efficiency in this city. So let's slip in Maker's Quarter in here after the Grand Tea House. How's my influence? 613 per turn. It's okay. It could be better. Okay, I conquered Taurus, or Taurus. I suppose Taurus is the obvious one. And doesn't matter down here. Just mostly interested in those strategics. Oops. Just misclicking all day, every day, apparently. Okay, there's gunpowder warfare. Let's actually grab three-masted ship and then movable typeface. Okay, no one's picked anything in this tier yet. My personal favorite is the land movement speed and reduced unit industry cost. I don't think anything else really makes sense for me. Like, I don't have trade routes. I don't really have any commons quarters. Plus 15 industry on main plaza is like maybe a 5% increase to industry. But this land movement speed and naval unit speed and unit industry cost is really nice to have, particularly for later wars. So I'm going to pick that up. It's usually not much of a competition, in my opinion. Wonder where the other ebony is. Oh, did I miss... I don't have enough to die. Okay. So, it'd be really nice to see if they have these things. There we go. They might have built manufactories already, but in the event they didn't, can't remember if I purchased dye or ebony there. It was ebony. I'm actually going to put it there and then attach to this little fun city here. And that'll give me another grand tea house as well. And do I need more maker's quarters in here? Not really. So what comes next? What's after maker's quarters? Could go for markets. I do think I need some more markets, to be honest, just to keep my money rolling in. That's fine. I do think my it is going to be a struggle to reach my Aesthete era stars this era. It's just the nature of things, really. It's taking a while to get my grand tea houses online, which is why I say that. And with the inflated requirements for aesthetes when you are an aesthete, it just becomes a bit of a pain. 612. Again, doesn't matter there much. Now I can pick that up. I think I go for this extra city cap and then on to flintlock. So the city cap will actually increase my influence generation by like 100 a turn or so. So that is worth grabbing. I could go for an era up already, but I do not need to. Plenty of stars left to get. Okay, someone went out with the Haudenosaunee. The thing about having longbowmen when you played the English is that I find I really don't want to upgrade them until I get access to line infantry, because longbows have indirect fire and they can move and shoot, unlike musketeers and arquebuses. I'm using these guys to explore because they're already available and they can go on the high seas now, so. Let's see, anything else I can buy from you? Papyrus, it's okay. think I have an incense, right? I don't know where it is, though. Kind of too bad they do not have dyes. Dye is really what I want here, because that would give me some extra industry on all my cities, which is something I'm really after at the moment. Let's just finish those out. And a little extra production there will be good. Don't need you on money, I need you on science. I don't know why it's prioritizing things like that. Okay. Okay, religion's slowly making its way over. I'm glad I didn't pick the Axumites, because it would have been harder to establish my religion than I thought it was going to be. Who's this? The Zulu. Oh, they're in the industrial now. I don't know what it is with the AI and taking the Zulu. It's just a very weird pick. It doesn't give you a lot of advantages. I mean, it makes it harder for the player to conquer them, but it doesn't make it easier for the AI to, like, win the game. Okay. So we want to grab the Inventor's Workshop over here, as well as in Kerma, as well as in Athens. We can't do that yet, which is fine. Okay. Let's get some of this. I didn't realize I didn't have all this infrastructure in here. There we go. Just need to build things a little bit more efficiently. I should also have theaters in all my cities if I don't have them yet. Oh, it's 4. I thought that said 1 turn for some reason. Well, let's focus on science. That's what these guys are doing. It's what they do well. Okay, who are you? The Norsemen. No. I don't want a non-aggression pact. All I'm interested in is whether or not you will trade me for stuff. Artistic expression is not as useful as it was. So when this was added to the beta, they've changed some of the civics, and it changes the amount of stability you gain or lose per turn, like how efficient that is and how fast that goes. I do not care. Treaties, trade. Okay, they don't have any trade goods. Which means they're probably my next target. Don't need to upgrade them yet. Oh, nice. I have the next tier of Religious Tenet. Meditate often. Obviously, +2 combat strength. +25% or +25 money per alliance. Awful. +20 stability on territories if territories follow foreign religion. Awful. The only one that is like kind of worth it is this +50 science and cultural wonder if you manage to get a lot of wonders. But against the AI, you typically don't manage to do that. I've gotten more wonders this game than I do in a normal game. But even then, you know, I'd only be getting like +100 science right now. Okay, so Norsemen are my next target, I think. And that'll get me onto the continents. Okay. Was I investing in market quarters? Yes. Be good to get the theater here too. Since the city has pretty reasonably high production, so I can afford to do a little bit wider variety of things here, I think. Alright, just gonna keep them all idle, get all my units together, you know, group them up, and then go roll over whatever city the Norsemen have there. that my wondrous deposit? Yeah. So, a little bit of less influence here, but we'll drop the tea house like right there is fine. This is, so you notice how I'm at 2,400 money. A lot of that is from the Taj Mahal, right? It's increasing my income quite a bit, but this is kind of the power of the Nubians. They really continue to scale throughout the game. Whoa. Particularly once you have once you have manufactories online and you start getting percent bonuses to your outputs, it becomes really quite strong. I do think the Nubians are actually one of the best scaling cultures that you get, behind like the Harappans and the Egyptians, obviously. Okay. Pretty good on my stars. Still low on my Aesthete stars, which I guess is to be expected at this point, given how long it's taking to build these darn things. Okay, trade everything? No. Don't think so. Do you have any more resources available? Another gemstone? Yeah, I will take that. Don't really need the papyrus. Really only interested in things that I have the manufactory for. Make sure we are influence purchasing things. Okay, everything else looks all right. Okay. And wait till next turn. Parsimonious or science investing. I think I need money more than science right now for my stars. I think I'll hit the end of the tech tree before I make reasonable progress on my Aesthete stars. So I'm going to prioritize that money at the expense of a little bit of science. And yeah, I need like another 20k. So it's like another, I don't know, 15 turns or something to get my next Aesthete star. Either way, let's just surprise war these guys. Just get right in there. Is this a city? Or an island city? Shit. Okay. Well, basically what we have to do is get my longbows up onto the terrain here. Oh, I'm defending. I could have sworn I attacked, right? Like, am I crazy? Okay. Well, thankfully, I can just go like that. Take these guys out. Okay. And then hopefully next turn I'll actually start being able to do a little bit of damage here. Get my longbows up here. These guys can just wait. There we go. Okay, let's move you away. Just distribute the damage a little bit. All right. Now we want to focus the elephant, since he is the one doing damage to my units. No target for him this round, unfortunately. There we go. Okay, need another turn. And I want to continue to explore here. I am looking for like islands, basically, that have luxuries or strategics on them, just to help bolster my empire as much as possible. Should get my money infrastructure in here as well, since that's kind of what I'm focusing on. Silver, I would need more deposits. Okay. I really appreciate the fact that the luxuries are broken up more. It makes a much more interesting game than it was before, where everyone's just like, here, you have your one luxury. That's the halberdier there somehow. I'm not sure how that happens. No. Okay. Going this way, get a little vision. And we're going to encourage. And could go for chartered companies. I think that's the play here. These other ones are not really that important. Chartered companies isn't really either, but it does give me a few options for infrastructure. Oh, they got vassalized. Okay, they surrendered to someone else. Amazing. I love when that happens. Even though I was the only one occupying their stuff. Nah, I guess that place was occupied. Alright, fair enough. Still a little awkward, though. Okay, I am going to need a navy. A small one, but I am going to need one. So, I'm going to turn my production here to a few men of war. And that'll let me scout the area more effectively as well. So right now it is slow going, and I don't have a lot of vision with sort of melee units as they run around like this. Nope, no non-aggression pact. I guess pink. Yeah, they're the Zulu. Oh, the Zulu are a massive, massive pain to dislodge as the player. I can't really realistically go after them until I have access to line infantry, just because of the bonuses they get and because the Impy is available so early. So let's not attack them quite yet. Need another 12k on my Aesthete stars, which is like about 8 or 9 turns here. I think I have just enough tech to get me through that. I don't know why I keep moving those guys around. They're just kind of cycling back and forth. This guy's doing real exploration for me, though. I'm just going to hold them there until I have line infantry. Okay. really need a little more production in here so I can get some industry a little more efficiently. And then back to making some more science quarters. Ah, the Dutch went up with the British. That's too bad. I was actually hoping I could play the British in this game, but it looks like that's not going to be an option now. The redcoats would have been nice, and I'd actually get quite a bit of income off the colonial riches. Looking like it might be a Siamese game. We'll see. Siamese would help me quite a bit with my production issues, though. Okay. Artisan workshop. And how am I doing? I need another like 30k on those merchant stars. I don't think that's realistic this era. Do I just go for more science here? No, I think I keep going for the merchant stuff in this area. Commodity market, we'll go that first. This is way more efficient than building the market quarter, so I'm going to pick these up before the market quarter. They cost way less production. The Zulu and the British. Both of them are a little difficult to deal with. The British, though, because the AI tends to fall behind on technology, they tend to not actually use the redcoats, which are pretty good units. But that being said, the AI has improved recently, so maybe they will have the relevant techs. Only one way to find out. Want at least one more Aesthete star. And if I attach a territory, I will get one more expansionist star. So we will go ahead and do that. But we want it to be a territory that's worth attaching. That one makes sense, I think. There we go. That makes sense too. Actually makes way more sense than building more infrastructure there. Okay, Hattusa. Let's get you a theater. And then let's get you some infrastructure for money. Might need another commons quarter in here. But we'll let it work through that infrastructure first. I'd really like to get more militarist stars, but given my opponents at the moment, I don't think that is likely to happen. Okay. We'll go for naval artillery for the army slots. I don't anticipate using any mortars currently. Oh gosh, excuse me. Ugh, I don't know what's going on there. I suppose I could use this as the ability, but I gain like so little influence from it that I don't really want to bother. I could also evolve a new city. I think that ends up just backfiring as I go to try to conquer these other people and get more cities. So I'm not going to do that yet, but it is an option in the future in case they prove a particularly difficult nut to crack. Okay. Over here. I mean, more industry is always the answer, right? So we'll plop that down. Just buy it out. And then you can get back to work on some market quarters and some infrastructure. Okay. And over in Kerma, +1 science per population. And some more science quarters all sound good to me. We will need some more food in here if we really want to make use of this these researchers. Like, I have quite a bit of science per researcher. Thank you, Greeks, for helping me out on that one, as well as the luxuries, of course. That wouldn't be too bad. Okay. I think I'm set for the foreseeable future. Need one more turn for that Aesthete star. I find that's pretty typical with the Ming. You get like 2 stars, but not the 3rd, if you're going up in a reasonable amount of time. Just how it tends to go. Not upset about it. It would be better, obviously, to get all 3 because that 3rd one's worth quite a bit. But it's not worth delaying your tech that much. Alright. That's 22 gold there. Looks good. Just keep focusing, on the things that the cities are already good at. Like, you don't want to waste production building stuff like science in a city that barely has any science quarters. It doesn't make sense. Okay, there's my Aesthete era star. Gonna take too long for that last star by a long shot. Yeah, now's the time to go up. So options, not the Austro-Hungarians. I have no issues with stability. Persians, it could work, but honestly, I think for this particular game, because like I don't have a ton of production, I think the Siamese are really better because I do have quite a few districts, and the floating market is going to help supplement my money, which I am struggling with a bit. Russians are garbage. Mexicans could possibly be interesting. And the Germans would help me supplement my production a fair bit with the +1 industry per population, right? So, like Kerma, I have 28, Mykeene, I have 24. So I would get a decent amount of production from the Germans, but also have to be mindful that it would start contributing to pollution. I think, though, the Siamese are overall the better pick than the Germans, even though the Germans' legacy trait is bugged at the moment and actually applies to land units as well, which would help me overcome the Zulu nonsense. Obviously, the French are the French. I don't want to play the French, though. Mexicans. Do I have enough slots to be worth it? I don't think I do. If I were like really low on population or something, I would consider the Mexicans. Like if I were really struggling to maintain decent population in my cities, but I'm just not. So I think the Siamese are the pick here. I would have gone for the British, honestly, but not available. So we're going for the Siamese for the industrial era. And this is a pretty early industrial at turn 148, so we'll finish off this turn here. I have to put a turn into siege cannons. You can stay put. You are exploring. And we'll get learning because I am about to go up to the next era. So thanks for tuning in for the early modern. Next up, I will be bringing the industrial era as the Siamese. See you next time.